Wow, what an amazing hour and 15-minute appearance by the President of the United States, answering lots of questions from the mainstream news media, pretty tough questions. It was really a remarkable. I don't remember a time when a President of the United States has gone into what we could describe as a potentially hostile environment, be flatly denied any wrongdoing when it comes to Russia.
Instead of focusing on these accomplishments and offering an optimistic, positive view of what he's doing for this country, it was an airing of grievances. It was Festivus. It was complaints about the media. At one point he said the leaks were real, but the news is fake, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. He said things that were not true. Peter Alexander from NBC pointed out one of them when he said he had the biggest electoral victory win since Ronald Reagan. That's not true. Clinton, Obama, George H.W. Bush, all were bigger, but moving on to that. If you are a soldier in harm's way right now, if you are a hungry child in Appalachia or the inner city, if you are an unemployed worker in a hollow shell of a steel town, that's not a president who seemed rather focused on your particular needs and wants. That's a president focused on his bad press. It was unhinged, it was wild, and I can't believe that there are Republicans and on Capitol Hill and in the White House who don't understand. That might play well with the 44% of the population that voted for the president. But a lot of Americans are going to watch that press conference and think, that guy is not focused on me. I don't even know what he's focused on.
What about this news conference, what we learned from it, and its tone and tenor?
I will watch a Donald Trump press conference at any time of any day. I mean, it's just so entertaining, particularly after 8 years of these sort of lengthy press conferences where Obama would take 90 minutes to get through 4 questions. This was just, I mean, it was just fascinating to watch. There was a lot of substance on Russia, you know, talking about the new labor secretary, what happened with Mike Flynn, the immigration executive order and changes that will happen there. But what made it so entertaining was that, you know, yeah, he's rough around the edges, he's imprecise with his language, and that's problematic, but he's focused on his goals, he's businesslike about that, and he punches back. And it's really interesting to see that. I mean, we're coming out of weeks of this narrative that Russia was in control of the election, and I think for a lot of people, the way they hear that is that they are idiots for, the media want them to believe they are idiots for falling for this Russia thing. And so, nobody was pushing back on that for a while. He comes back and he pushes back hard, and I think it was just very refreshing to hear.
I was struck by the fact that in commentary that you offered on our air right after this news conference, you said that his supporters will probably be delighted. I'm paraphrasing, but faithfully, Brett. And you said that opponents of Donald Trump will say that he was unhinged in this appearance. And sure enough, Jake Tapper, our friend and colleague at CNN, used that very word to describe this performance, unhinged. Maybe because I come from New York City and I grew up listening to Donald Trump more or less my whole life, I'm not shocked or appalled by behavior like we saw today. And I do find it riveting as a performance. He's got this kind of boozy, schmoozy, rat pack kind of tough guy delivery, a kind of comic delivery that works for him, I think. The left, I think, with each news conference, with each event of this presidency, tries to up the ante and basically say to everyone else that if you don't respond to Donald Trump in apocalyptic terms, then you're going to be read out of polite, civilized society. And my wife and I, we live in the district, and we feel it in our interpersonal relationships. But I didn't find anything in this news conference that struck me as unhinged. Rather, it was a very canny reflection of, I think, counsel he has received, that the most persuasive speaker on his behalf is Donald Trump himself.